I'm turning in paperwork. I am done with my investigation, and I am now turning in. If that is my complaint against Detective Carpenter and Detective Fine.
Okay.
For everything that they did. And she walks away. I have a lot of complaints to file.
Yeah, you do.
And this is my complaint against Detective Carpenter and Detective Fine.
Okay.
Failure to police for failure to read Miranda rights, so I'll need to talk to an attorney, access for necessary enforcement, and set the court also attorney. Okay. The nice thing is, Gary, you have illustrated all this stuff when we've discussed this over the past. So
yes.
Aggressors continuing threats to.
And then that is a detailed narrative of my arrest and my point of view.
Okay.
That is the picture of the floor plan of McDonald's. This illustrates very detailed exactly what happened in the chain of events at McDonald's, where I was sitting, where Calderon was sitting, where Torres was sitting. The DVD that I have shows me walking from my table to the newsstand, returning the newspaper. The distance is 40 feet. I went to the McDonald's with a tape measure, and I measured tables, distances, and everything like this.
Did they mind that you did that?
Yes, they did. They actually told me not to do it, and I was kicked out of there by a manager. I argued with him. I said, I'm investigating my own crime. I have every right to investigate. All I'm doing is a tape measure and measuring tables, and you can see how I measured it. He didn't like it. He kicked me off, but this is the best that I could do. I did enough. I came back again and did it again with a different manager, so it was a difference of opinion. But anyways, this is the inside floor plan of McDonald's. Okay, it's going to be critical because it's going to tell you exactly how you use this floor plan with the DVD that you gave me. If you watch the DVD that you gave me and you use this floor plan, it helps you visualize exactly what's going on.
Before we go do this, is the appeals over with yet?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
That's still slated for November or
Yes.
October?
November now.
November, okay.
So tape measure and you can see how everything is laid out.
No, I don't. I mean,
okay. So the distance.
Reconstruct our accidents.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is very critical because it's going to apply to some other complaints.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this to support my complaint. So what this is, if you time study the DVD also, the little clock in the lower left-hand corner will tell you what time it is. The time stamp on it will tell you what time I stood up, how long it took me to walk to the newspaper, and come back. Now, if you measure the distance from point A to point B and come back, measure the distance times 2 and look at the time stamp, it tells you that I walked 33 seconds from here and back and forth for a total distance of about 80 feet. Okay? 33 seconds is critical because Calderon states I'm standing in front of this booth for a minute, and yet it's only 33 seconds to walk the entire distance. He states it on his police report as well as his 911 call that this pervert, child pornography, is standing, lurking, walking around this table for a minute. But yet the timestamp on the DVD says 33 seconds from point A to point B back to C. Okay.
And this is highlighted in here, or you're just telling me?
Yes, it's highlighted in here, in my complaints, and the DVD backs it up. Okay, this is critical. I want you to understand that when I walk past this table, I'm walking at a normal pace. Second, my hands are in my pocket. I'm wearing a hoodie and I have a sweatshirt and my hands, both of them are in my pocket when I walk past that girl, and it is clear as day on the DVD. There is no lingering, watching, stopping, lurking at this 3-year-old girl, and there is no videotaping of me with anything in my hands. They're in the pocket. It is critical.
So you didn't have your thingy right there that's hanging off your neck?
No, I did not. I had
what about were your goggles operational then?
I didn't have them on me.
Okay.
But I did have,
Well, I like it.
to answer your question, I want you to pay real close attention to this answer. I'm going to give you a bone. I know exactly what I was doing when I was doing it with what I was doing it with. I had an MP3 player It's an eclipse. It's silver. Calderon states he sees a silver, he calls it a cell phone. It's actually an MP3 player.
Okay.
He also states he's staring at me, watching me, stalking me the entire time I'm sitting at my booth. Makes it very clear he's watching me, and I know he's watching me because he's making faces at me. He's antagonizing me and trying to provoke me, and he did it for the entire time he sat at his booth. Okay, it's in the complaint, came out in the court. I made that clear on the stand. I'm quite aware that Sean Calderon is sitting 20 feet away from me, provoking me. I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it, with what device I'm doing it
What
with.
were you doing with the MP3 player then?
I was recording him because he was
Recording Calderon.
Calderon. He was aggressively trying to intimidate me and provoke me. There's also
MP3 players have video recording devices on it?
mine does. This right here is an MP3 player. It's a
With a recording device on it?
yes,
Okay.
and memory cards.
Mhm.
And this is going to be critical later on in my conversation. But what I want you to understand, Captain Ballman, I know exactly what I was doing, when I was doing it, and what device I had on me. I openly admit, and it's on the video, I have an MP3 player. It's a small one, it's a silver one. I can tell you how long it took me to walk. I can tell you that my hands are in my pocket. I can tell you that I'm not videotaping children. I actually see that happen. When I get back to my table, I'm going to go back to the garbage can right here with my wrappers. This is when Calderon attacks me, is when I walk over here, okay? On the video,
And you never met this dude before, have you?
never,
Okay.
never. I don't know him.
So it's not like he's got a beef with you because you screwed something up in the past? Or
Not that I know of. But I want to make one thing clear also. I don't know him. He's 20 years younger than I am. He's 50 pounds heavier than me. And I can tell you in a split second, he's an ex-Marine. He attacked me like a Marine. He came after me.
How do you know he wasn't in the Army?
Okay, maybe he is ex-Marine. Maybe he's an ex-Army.
Former Marine.
Former.
Never BS. See, it's ex-Army, former Marine. See, it's all a mindset.
It is a mindset. Okay,
All right,
let's
go
stick
ahead.
with that. It is a mindset. He attacks me like an ex-military or a former military person.
Okay.
I can tell by the way he did it and how he did it, how aggressive he was, and mentally and psychologically what he was doing to me before he did it. He's trying to psych me out. I've had extensive training in hand-to-hand for a hobby, for
Right.
self-defense. Let's just leave it at that.
I'll humbly respect that.
Okay, just self-defense training. So I know what he's doing, I know how he does it, and he attacks me aggressively. And it's on the video. It'll show you that when I'm here, he shoulder blocks me. That's contact. He verbally threatens to kick my ass if I don't give him my fucking money. That's what he tells me.
What money?
My money.
Oh, he's going to rob you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I state that.
I thought his big beef was you videotaping.
That's his point of view, okay? Look at the video and look at it close.
Okay.
It's edited and you can't do it, but I walk by him, he shoulder blocks me, he gets out of his chair and he says, "Give me your fucking money, I'm gonna kick your ass." Okay? I immediately took my defense stand and put up my hands and I flipped him off, right to his face, middle finger straight up. Try it. Go ahead. Do it. F word this, F word that. Go ahead, F and try it. Okay? I challenged him. I never called him a name, and I never...
Is your MP3 on it this time?
No comment.
Well, no, it'd be cool because then I could see it, but then you're going to worry that it's going to incriminate you in the criminal case against you if your MP3 was playing.
No comment.
Okay?
But to answer your question, pay close attention to Calderon's police report where he states it's on. It's in my pocket. That's in the police report. You may not know that, but I'll give you a bone. It's in the police report. Calderon's been stalking me. He's watching me very closely. He knows exactly this, that, and the other thing. He makes a comment. I know it's in your pocket. I know that it's on. My point of view, watch my video, look at my YouTube. You'll see date stamps, pictures of inside McDonald's. Does that answer your question? Okay, look at it. I've got more, but it's for my defense.
I got you.
Okay,
right.
so there's a female employee who's standing in this area here. Okay, she comes over to find out what's going on.
What's in this? What's this?
This is just a highlight showing that this is the female employee.
Oh, this isn't a booth or?
No, it's just a highlight.
Open space.
Open space, a highlight.
Okay.
States missing number 3, female employee. She's over here. She comes over and she confronts me. She's an employee. She saw and heard what happened, and she comes over to confront me. What's going on? Except I've asked many times to identify this female employee because she saw and heard what happened and she confronted me. She comes over. What's going on? I tell her, I'm being attacked. I'm defending myself. She runs to go get the manager, Joe Peters. That's time-stamped and shown that she runs to go get Joe Peters. Pay close attention to that detail. It's going to come up later. Okay? Joe Peters is not in the room. He's not there. He didn't witness it. He didn't see it. He didn't hear it. The female employee had to go run to get him. He's in the back doing whatever. It's going to be critical because I'm going to lodge a complaint against Joe Peters because he states on the stand under oath he's in the room, he speaks to me, and he tells me to leave or he's going to call the cops. I question him on the stand under cross-examination and I tell him, that's not what happened. You weren't in the room, and don't try to think that I don't know who I did speak to or I don't know what I saw. So it gets into a little bit. Judge Jankowski steps in and says, you can't talk to the witnesses and cross-examine them that way. You've got to show more protocol and things like that. So I made videos, and I have them, of the court testimonies, witness by witness by witness, what they said on the stand. Peter states he's in the room, he sees, he hears, da-da-da-da. The video that you show me, that you have, will show this female is the only employee that actually spoke to me and was close enough to hear and see what happened. But yet, the police department, as well as the city attorney, when I'm on the stand, questions me, Anne Marie Isley questions me while I'm on the stand. Did you speak to a female employee? What did you say to her? What did she say to you? Get it. I say, fine. Who is this female employee? Who did she give her statement to? Because that's a true statement. She was there in the room. She did speak to me. The city attorney, as well as the police department, refused to release her ID or her statement, this female employee. But Joe Peters states, well, I'm the employee that come on, I'm here. These are booths. There is an older lady with her grandson. She speaks to me. Stop fighting, what's going on? I tell her straight up, I'm being attacked, I'm defending myself. That's the self-training and self-defense that I have. 1, you yell when you're in trouble. 2, you warn people if you can. 3, you tell them exactly, because you don't have time to have a cup of coffee with them, you tell them exactly, precisely, as short as you can, what is going on and what you're going to do. I'm being attacked, I'm going to defend myself.
Why didn't you say call 911?
You don't have time. I'm thinking,
Well, because the only reason
please.
Okay.
I just want you to understand this is what happened and how it happened. The what ifs and should haves and stuff doesn't matter. This is what I did. Okay? Now,
I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking.
please.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. That's what the city attorneys are doing to me. Why didn't you, should have, could have, blah, blah. When I tell you I'm trained, I mean I'm trained. Okay? This is what I was trained to do. 1, when you're attacked, you yell. Period. 2, you make it as quick and as precise as possible. Help, whatever, I'm being raped, I'm being mugged. You tell them what's going on. That's exactly what my training told me to do. I told them, I'm being attacked. Period. What am I going to do? I'm going to defend myself. 3rd, and most important of all, I'm carrying 2 handguns and a combat knife on me at the time he attacks me. When I say I'm going to defend myself, I'm getting ready. I never pulled my weapons, ever. Tell this woman next to her Younger woman, approximately 30 years old, with a son, says the same thing. Stop fighting. What's going on? I'm with my kids. I look her right in the face, tell her the same thing. I'm being attacked. I'm defending myself. I don't have time to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you and mince words. You don't have time. Split seconds matters. You know this as well as I do. That's all the time you have to defend yourself. I don't know if I have to pull my weapon, I'm not taking my eyes off of you. I keep my eyes on Calderon the whole time. These women are now talking to me. I'm trying to keep my eyes on him and try to answer them at the same time, and then have to pay attention to where my weapons are. Am I going to have to use them, or can I do this hand to hand? He's 20 years younger, 50 pounds heavier, and I can tell you he's military trained. Okay? I'm defending myself. City attorney says you don't have a right to defend yourself. You don't have a right to yell. You don't have the right to swear. I disagree with you. This man attacks me. He physically hits me and threatens to kick my ass. This is on the DVD. Edited, but look at it. It's so shaded in, you can't see the women or the children. Watch it, and you'll actually see their heads move. That's all you can make out. Again, I'm not going to debate the quality, integrity of it. But watch it, and watch this area. That's why I call this area the Twilight Zone. It's all darkened in. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We got windows here, windows here. This is all darkened in. This is all darkened in. This area is fairly lit. I'm not going to argue it, but I want you to look at it. I want you to pay attention. You'll see the movement of these women bob their head a little bit, but you got to look for it. I've watched this video many times. I can see it. You'll see it. Okay. To try and kick my ass, that's a good way to beat down a bully. That's what I'm told, and that's how I was trained. Some bully comes up to you, you challenge him. Okay, so so you're a big tough guy, so you're going to kick me. Go ahead and try it. But don't threaten him. I never threatened him. I never said, I'm going to kick your ass. That's escalation. I know the difference. Challenging is how you beat down a bully. That's what I did. The city attorney says, no, you threatened him. No, I didn't. I never once threatened him. I challenged him every time. Try it, step outside. Okay? The F word in those challenges, in that situation, which I did, again, that's my right. The argument, this is how it was progressing. I go back, I throw my wrappers away by the soda machine. Now I have to walk back, and I got to get my keys back to this table. I got to walk past Calderon. Now I'm not taking my eyes off of him, and I'm squaring off with him.